When you rediscover your inner value, something extraordinary happens. You begin to see yourself in a new light, and that energy radiates outward. People are drawn to confidence, not arrogance, but the quiet assurance that you know who you are and what you bring to the table. That's the foundation of attraction, the spark that makes others take notice without you saying a word. And during a period of no contact, this is your moment to remember and embrace the unique qualities that make you, you. Often we forget our value when we get caught up in trying to prove ourselves to someone else. We chase validation, hoping for their attention, their approval, or their affection. But here's the truth: you don't need to chase anyone to prove your worth. When you stop seeking it externally and instead recognize that it's already within you, you shift the dynamic completely. You're no longer the one waiting, hoping, or wishing. You become the person they can't stop thinking about because you've stepped into your power. And rediscovering your value means taking a moment to reflect on your strengths, your accomplishments, and even the challenges you've overcome. It's about reminding yourself of the times you stood tall when life tried to knock you down, the talents you possess that are uniquely yours, and the presence you bring into every room you enter. When you embrace these truths, you naturally exude an energy that's impossible to ignore. Think about it. When was the last time you truly celebrated yourself? Not for anyone else's approval, but just for the fact that you exist as an incredible, multifaceted individual. That's the mindset you need to carry during this time. You're not proving anything to anyone else. You're simply aligning with the truth of who you are. And when you operate from that place of self-awareness, it's a kind of energy that lingers in their mind, making them wonder, well, what's changed? The beauty of rediscovering your value is that it doesn't require loud proclamations or dramatic gestures. It's in the small, quiet ways you carry yourself, the way you speak with purpose, the confidence in your stride, the calm assurance in your smile. When you know your value, you don't need to say it. It shows in every choice you make, every boundary you set, and every moment you choose yourself. And here's the secret: when you truly see your value, you stop worrying about whether they'll chase you. You understand that their attention is not the prize, you are. That shift alone is enough to captivate their thoughts, to make them realize what they may have taken for granted. They'll start to notice what they're missing. And it won't be because you're chasing them. So take this time to reconnect with yourself. Focus on what makes you feel alive, confident, and fulfilled. Remember, the most powerful transformations happen when you stop looking outward for validation and start embracing the greatness that's already within you. That's when they'll begin to chase, not because you asked. Understanding the power of mystery can completely change the way someone perceives you. When you're too available, when your actions are predictable, or when your every thought and move are laid bare, the intrigue vanishes. Human nature thrives on curiosity. It's that spark of wonder that makes us think about someone long after they've left the room. During a no-contact period, embracing mystery can be your greatest asset. The beauty of mystery isn't about playing games or being deceptive. It's about creating space for them to wonder about you, to question what you're doing, and to realize they don't know every detail of your life anymore. Think about the last time someone intrigued you. It wasn't because they told you everything about themselves all at once. It was because they left you wanting to know more. That's the essence of staying on someone's mind. They can't stop thinking about what they don't know. When you step into mystery, it's not about being silent or distant. It's about being selective. You share what feels right, but hold back enough to keep them guessing. Maybe you post a picture of a new hobby, but you don't explain every detail. Maybe you're seen out with friends, but you let the moment speak for itself. These small, deliberate choices send a powerful message. Your life is full, vibrant, and happening with or without their involvement. And that's where their curiosity starts to grow. Mystery also means not over-explaining yourself. If they reach out, you don't need to justify why you've been silent or explain every choice you've made. A simple, calm response that acknowledges them without giving too much away keeps the balance in your favor. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate, but to show them that your life is progressing, that you're someone worth wondering about. Another part of embracing mystery is focusing on personal growth. Take this time to develop new interests, explore passions you've set aside, or dive into something you've always wanted to try. The more you invest in yourself, the less you feel the need to seek their attention. And paradoxically, that's what draws them in. The sense that you're growing and evolving in ways they can't fully grasp. Mystery keeps them engaged because it makes them feel they're missing out on a part of your life. It's the little moments when they wonder, what are they up to now? Or why are they so happy, that pull them closer? And the best part, you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you. You're creating a life that feels rich and rewarding, whether they're watching or not. When you embrace mystery, you shift the focus back to yourself. You're no longer chasing or over-explaining. Instead, you're living in a way that naturally invites curiosity. That curiosity keeps you in their thoughts, making them realize what they could be missing. And all you had to do was step back, live fully, and let the intrigue unfold on its own. Confidence is magnetic. It's the unspoken quality that people notice before you even say a word. When you're confident, you don't need to chase or convince anyone of your worth. Instead, your presence speaks for itself. During a no-content period, embodying confidence is one of the most powerful ways to make someone sit up and take notice. True confidence isn't about arrogance or trying to prove something to others. It's a quiet assurance that says, I know who I am and I'm proud of it. It's about standing tall, both literally and figuratively, no matter the circumstances. When you radiate confidence, you send the message that you're at peace with yourself. Even this period is a chance to reconnect with the parts of you that light up your soul. What makes you happy? What makes you feel alive? When you invest in those things, your confidence naturally grows. Maybe it's hitting a fitness goal, learning a new skill, or simply taking time to care for yourself in ways you've overlooked. Each small win builds momentum, and that energy becomes undeniable to others. Confidence also means embracing who you are without apology. You don't need to change yourself to fit someone else's expectations. When you show up authentically, whether that's in the way you dress, speak, or carry yourself, you create a unique imprint. People remember those who are unapologetically themselves, and it draws them in like nothing else. One of the most important aspects of confidence is knowing when to say no. During no contact, there might be moments when they test your boundaries. Maybe they send a casual message or try to gauge your reaction. Confidence allows you to hold your ground, to respond with calmness or even silence when necessary. It shows that you respect yourself enough not to settle for breadcrumbs of attention. Confidence isn't just about how you look or act. It's about the energy you bring into a room, even when you're not physically there. It's in the way you carry yourself on social media, in conversations, or even in the moments you choose not to engage. Confidence says, I don't need to chase because I know my value. That energy is unforgettable, and it's what makes you stay on someone's mind long after the interaction ends. That's what makes you memorize. That's what yet guarantee your job professionally. When you focus on confidence, you shift the dynamic entirely. Instead of wondering what they're thinking or doing, you're grounded in your own journey. And the more grounded you are, the more they'll notice. Confidence is a light that can't be ignored, and it will keep you shining in their thoughts. It's not about them, the art of subtlety is one of the most underestimated yet powerful ways to make someone chase you after no contact. It's about what you leave unsaid, the little mysteries that spark curiosity and make them wonder what's going on in your life. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand, and subtlety works like a charm in maintaining that intrigue. When you re-enter their radar, don't feel the need to explain everything you've been doing or what's on your mind. Less is more. A simple, calm demeanor can leave them questioning who you've managed to look so composed and content. Maybe you post a picture on social media that hints at something exciting, a new project, a night out, or that touch of mystery invites them to fill in the blanks. And before they know it, they're thinking about you far more than they intended. Subtlety also comes through in how you communicate, if and when you do. It's in the tone of your voice, the timing of your responses, or the way you keep conversations light yet engaging. You don't need to show all your cards at once. Instead of diving into heavy discussions or trying to clarify past misunderstandings, let your vibe speak for itself. This approach makes them feel that reaching out to you was their idea, and that alone fuels their curiosity. Even your actions during this time should reflect a life that's full, balanced, and moving forward. But here's the trick. Let them discover it on their own. Maybe they hear about your achievements through mutual friends, or they notice subtle changes in your confidence and appearance. When they have to piece together the picture themselves, it amplifies their interest because they're now invested in trying to figure you out. Subtlety also allows you to maintain control of the narrative. You're not oversharing or giving them all the answers, which leaves them with no choice but to wonder what's happening behind the scenes. When someone can't quite pin you down or predict your next move, it creates an undeniable pull. They start to see you as someone who's evolved. This approach isn't about playing games, it's about focusing on yourself while naturally piquing their curiosity. Subtlety shows that you're not desperate for attention or validation. You're simply living your life on your terms. And that quiet confidence is far more compelling than anything you could say outright. By mastering the art of subtlety, you create a dynamic where they're drawn to you without even realizing why. It's the unanswered questions, the small hints, and the undeniable energy of someone who's thriving. Let that energy speak for itself, and they'll find themselves coming closer, wanting to know more, and wondering how they ever let you go. Sometimes the most powerful message you can send is through your silence. Silence, when used intentionally, is a statement in itself. It shows strength, self-control, and emotional maturity. It's not about ignoring or playing games. It's about creating space for reflection and allowing the dynamic between you and the other person to reset. After all, silence can often communicate more than words ever could. When you maintain a calm silence after a period of no contact, it disrupts the patterns they were used to. If they expected you to reach out, to explain, or to chase, and instead you offer nothing but composure, it shifts the balance of power. They're left wondering what's on your mind, why you're so still, and how you can be so unshaken. It creates a void that they feel compelled to fill. Silence also gives you control over your emotions and the situation. You're no longer reacting out of impulse or desperation. You're choosing to pause. That pause creates a moment where they are forced to confront their own feelings. Without your presence, without your words filling the air, they're left with their own thoughts. And that's when the magic happens. Because now they start to think about what they miss about you, what they regret. In moments when you feel tempted to break the silence, remind yourself of the power it holds. Every time you resist the urge to reach out, you're reinforcing your independence and self-worth. Silence isn't about creating tension or being distant. It's about demonstrating that you value your peace and that you're not willing to beg for attention or validation. It's about prioritizing yourself and showing that you can thrive even without their immediate involvement in your life. But silence doesn't mean inaction. While you're quiet in their world, your life should be vibrant and full. Use that time to focus on your growth, your passions, and your happiness. When they do finally hear from you or about you, it should be clear that your silence wasn't a void, it was. And here's the thing, silence often demands a response. It stirs curiosity, even a little anxiety. People are naturally drawn to mystery, and when you remain composed and silent, they start to wonder what's happening with you. That curiosity can pull them toward you, making them eager to bridge the gap you've created. So when you embrace silence after no contact, you're not just creating space for them to think, you're also creating a moment for them to realize your value. Silence isn't about detachment, it's about connection on a deeper, more intentional level. And when they feel that, they'll be drawn to you in ways they didn't anticipate. Let your silence speak louder than words ever could. When it comes to standing out and making someone truly notice you, confidence is the key. Confidence isn't just about how you look. It's about how you carry yourself, how you think, and the energy you project. It's magnetic. When you exude confidence, you send a powerful message that says, I know who I am, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. That level of assurance is irresistible because it's so rare. But confidence is not something you fake, it's something you build. It comes from truly believing in your worth and understanding that you bring value to the table. People are naturally drawn to those who know their own value because it signals stability and strength. When you believe in yourself, you stop seeking validation from others, and that independence is incredibly attractive. It's a shift in energy. They're no longer your focus, yet they find themselves focusing on you. Confidence is reflected in the way you communicate. It's in your tone, your body language, even your silence. A confident person doesn't feel the need to explain themselves excessively or seek reassurance. When you speak, you do so with clarity and purpose, and when you listen, you're fully present. That kind of presence is impactful. It leaves a mark, one that lingers long after the interaction is over. However, building confidence starts internally. It's about cultivating self-respect and embracing your unique qualities. You're not trying to be someone else. You're learning to be the best version of yourself. Take time to recognize your strengths, your accomplishments, and your potential. When you do that, you begin to radiate a quiet assurance. At the same time, confidence means being comfortable with vulnerability. It's not about being perfect or pretending you have no flaws. It's about owning your imperfections and knowing that they don't define you. In fact, when you show that you're authentic, it makes your confidence even more powerful because it's real. It's not an act, it's who you are. Confidence also thrives on action. When you take steps toward your goals, no matter how small, you build trust in yourself. That trust grows into an unshakable belief in your ability to navigate life's challenges. And as you grow in that belief, you stop chasing attention because you realize you don't need to. Instead, you attract it effortlessly. People can sense when someone is comfortable in their own skin. It's in the way you enter a room, the way you carry yourself, and the way you interact with others. Confidence creates an aura of intrigue because it shows that you don't depend on anyone else to feel whole. That's a rare and powerful trait that makes you unforgettable. So, as you embrace your confidence, remember that it's not about being loud or flashy. It's about being authentic, grounded, and unapologetically yourself. When you show up with that kind of energy, you leave an impression that can't be ignored. Confidence isn't just a quality, it's a force. And when you embody it, you naturally draw others towards you. And understanding the power of space and silence can transform the way you interact with others. In any relationship, especially after a period of no contact, the natural tendency might be to overcompensate when reconnecting, to flood them with messages, seek validation, or immediately try to pick up where things left off. But the truth is, less is often more. When you maintain your composure and resist the urge to fill every gap with words or actions, you give the other person the space to miss you. Silence can speak volumes, conveying a sense of self-control, independence, and confidence. It shows that you're not desperate for their attention, and that's an incredibly compelling message. People are drawn to what they cannot immediately have. Your silence becomes a canvas on which they project their own thoughts and feelings about you. This isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about understanding human nature. When there's too much noise or constant interaction, it can dull the spark or reduce the intrigue. By embracing quiet moments, you allow the other person time to reflect, to wonder, and even to initiate contact on their own terms. This creates a dynamic where they begin to value and prioritize you because they recognize what life feels like without your presence. Teaching our children to value and prioritize you because they recognize what life feels like without your presence. But silence doesn't mean doing nothing. It's about being intentional with your energy and focusing on yourself. You use this time to grow, to invest in your passions, and to nurture your goals. When you're busy, live a full, vibrant life, it naturally radiates word. That energy is magnetic because it shows that you are self-sufficient and thriving. The power of silence also lies in its ability to communicate strength. When you're not constantly seeking reassurance or trying to explain yourself, you exude a quiet confidence that is impossible to ignore. You show that you're not afraid to stand alone, that you trust the process, and that you understand the value of your presence. This creates a sense of respect and admiration because it demonstrates emotional maturity and self-awareness. It's important to remember that silence is not a punishment or withdrawal. It's a tool for clarity and growth. It's about giving both yourself and the other person the room to see things from a fresh perspective. When used wisely, silence fosters deeper connections because it allows emotions to simmer and intentions to become clearer. It sets the stage for meaningful interactions rather than superficial exchanges. So, as you navigate the dynamics of no contact or reconnecting with someone, don't underestimate the power of restraint. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's a deliberate choice to create space for something more profound. And in that space, you'll often find that the connection deepens, the respect grows, and the relationship evolves in ways you may not have expected. Energy is one of the most powerful currencies in any relationship. It's not just about what you say or do, it's about the vibe you bring into every interaction. After a period of no contact, the energy you project can make or break the dynamic. People are incredibly intuitive. They may not consciously understand it, but they can feel the energy you radiate. And that energy tells them whether you're strong, confident, and self-assured, or whether you're still holding on, waiting, or unsure of yourself. When you re-enter someone's life, whether intentionally or through chance, your energy should communicate one thing: you've grown, evolved, and thrived in their absence. This doesn't mean being boastful or trying to impress them overtly. It's about being so grounded in who you are that your mere presence speaks volumes. They should feel your strength in the way you carry yourself, the calm in your voice, and the focus in your actions. It's about creating a magnetic pull, a subtle yet powerful reminder of why you stood out in the first place. This kind of energy doesn't come from pretending or playing a role. It comes from doing the inner work during the no contact period. If you've been sitting around obsessing over them or replaying old conversations in your mind, that energy will seep through no matter how much you try to mask it. But if you've been using that time to rebuild, to chase your goals, and to nurture your happiness, that's the energy they'll pick up on. And it's irresistible. Think of it this way: energy is contagious. When you bring a confident, positive, and purposeful energy into any space, it naturally influences the people around you. They'll sense that you're not waiting for their validation or chasing their attention. Instead, they'll feel drawn to the sense of self-assurance you exude. And this in turn creates curiosity. They'll start wondering, what's changed? What's different about them? That curiosity is the spark that reignites their interest and keeps you on their mind constantly. But energy also needs to be consistent. It's not enough to have one strong moment of confidence and then fall back into old patterns of overthinking, over-communicating, or seeking validation. You need to embody this energy daily. It's in the small decisions you make, the way you respond to situations, and how you prioritize your own well-being. This consistent energy communicates that you're not just strong for now, you're strong for good. And remember, energy is reciprocal. When you show up with a high-value presence, naturally you attract the same from others. You're setting the standard for how you want to be treated, and the right people will rise to meet it. Those who don't are simply in line with the person you're becoming, and that's okay. Not everyone is meant to keep up with your growth. Ultimately, when you focus on your energy, you shift the power dynamic. You're no longer reacting to them or waiting for their moves. Instead, you're leading with your own strength and letting your energy set the tone. This creates a dynamic where they can't help but notice and think about you, not because of anything you've said or done, but because of who you've become. Timing is everything when it comes to reigniting someone's interest after a period of no contact. It's not just about the actions you take, but about when and how you take them. You see, during no contact, a shift happens, not just within you, but in them as well. People often underestimate the power of giving someone space. It allows curiosity to build, questions to surface, and memories to linger. But the real art lies in knowing when to reappear, when to let your presence be felt again in their life. The key is to wait until the moment feels natural and intentional, not forced or calculated. This isn't about playing games or manipulating. It's about creating a rhythm that allows both parties to process the distance. If you come back too soon, you risk interrupting the space they needed to reflect on what you mean to them. But if you wait too long, you might miss the window when curiosity is at its peak. It's a delicate balance, but one that can be mastered by staying attuned to your own growth and theirs. When the time is right, your re-entry should feel effortless. Maybe it's a casual encounter, a well-placed message, or even an indirect reminder of your presence. Whatever the method, it should feel authentic to who you are now, not who you were before. And most importantly, it should align with the energy you've cultivated during the no contact period. You're not reappearing to seek validation or answers. You're showing up as a stronger, more self-assured version of yourself, and that's what will capture their attention. The beauty of timing is that it works in your favor when you trust the process. People remember how you made them feel, and when you've left an impression, the absence amplifies their memories. When you show up at the right time, it feels like a puzzle piece falling into place, not because you forced it, but because the timing allowed everything to align naturally. This is the kind of timing that keeps you on their mind, even when they don't realize why. And what's more, good timing communicates that you're in control, not of them, but of yourself. It shows that you're not desperate for their attention, that you've respected the space, and that you value your own journey enough to move at a pace that feels right for you. This quiet confidence is magnetic. It draws them in without words, without effort, because it's rooted in the unshakable foundation of your self-worth. So trust the timing of your actions. Trust the rhythm of space and presence. When you align your energy with the right moment, you create a connection that feels genuine and undeniable. This is how you stay on their mind without ever chasing their attention. Let the timing do its work, and let your confidence speak volumes. One of the most powerful things you can do after no contact is to stop seeking external validation. The truth is, the more you focus on proving your worth to others, the more you miss out on the opportunity to truly understand and embrace your own value. When you stop worrying about whether he'll come back or if he's thinking about you, something incredible happens. You begin to shift your energy back into yourself, into your own personal growth, and into the things that truly matter to you, not just the approval of another person. The idea that you have to chase someone's attention or approval is based on a misunderstanding of your own worth. You are not defined by someone else's affection or attention. You are a whole, complete person in your own right. When you make the choice to focus on your own life, your own passions, and your own development, this shift in focus from needing validation to affirming your own value is what will make him start to wonder what he's missing. Not because you're trying to make him feel that way, but because you've grown into the best version of yourself. When you stop chasing and start living your life as if you are already whole, people take notice. They sense the shift in your energy, the shift from desperation to self-assurance. And as he observes this transformation, he will begin to feel drawn back to you. Not because you've manipulated the situation, but because you've naturally become someone who commands respect and admiration. This is the kind of attraction that cannot be ignored. It's magnetic because it's not coming from a place of neediness, but from a place of inner peace and confidence. In letting go of the need for validation, you free yourself from the fear of rejection. Rejection only holds power when you place your value in the hands of others. When you reclaim that power and put it firmly in your own hands, the fear of rejection fades away, and the possibility of real connection becomes so much more achievable. You freed yourself from the game, and in doing so, you allow the connection to evolve in a natural, healthy way. So let go of the idea that you need his attention to feel validated. Focus on what makes you happy, what makes you feel fulfilled, and watch how that energy shifts the dynamic. When you are the source of your own validation, you attract people who value you for who you truly are, not just for how much you chase after them. By doing this, you create a space where genuine love and connection can grow.